over the past 4 years, I've understood something quite key to becoming more successful. And it doesn't just lie in hard work or doing the right thing and doing more things. And maybe like your network as well. It doesn't really necessarily rely just on that. One of the things that was quite interesting and quite out of the blue that helps you become more successful is actually something that nobody actually pays any more attention to that much nowadays, which is quite surprising. Everybody's just so super mega distracted. They spend most of their time on their phone, they listen to audiobooks, they listen to music, they always have one earphone, earplug, earpod, whatever the fuck in one ear. And they just spend most of their time constantly giving stimuli to their brain, right? And what I've noticed is that when you stop doing that and you actually take some time to find other things to do, think about things, and let yourself be bored, you can come up with some really crazy ideas that could just completely change the game for you. Like, this is what happened to me whenever I was working on a couple different client projects. I've been creating my own business and running it for the past 4 years now. And I've learned a lot of things along the way. The main service I provide is growth, consulting, and execution. Basically, if you don't know what that means, I analyze businesses, give them advice of what they can do, give them recommendations on what they can do to get more clients and to grow their business, to get more money through the door. And then I offer them the execution part on what is necessary to get done, and I can do that for them. So that's basically what I've been doing, and I've been noticing a few common trends whenever I get bored, whenever I don't have anything to do, whenever I feel like I've done all the tasks for the day. I look at everything and I'm like, wait a minute. What if I start thinking about this? And what if I start thinking about it in this way? And then I go through that over and over again, and I come up with some truly interesting ideas. And I'm pretty sure those ideas either come from me sitting down and thinking about something, or pacing around my room, or pacing around, just walking around outside in nature, at the park, at the beach, whatever it may be. Just walking stimulates your brain and fires up your receptors as to, okay, we need to think about this. And then you just get the gears turning. And then you get to a certain point where you're like, is this a good idea? Yes or no? Yes, no, I could do this, I could do that. I could change this, I could change that. And then slowly, you start actually getting better and better at thinking. Because yes, this is a skill. When you, out of pocket, when you, how do I say this? When you choose to be bored, it is much easier to come up with what can you do right now in order to benefit your own circumstances a lot more. You get to think for yourself, which is a skill that not that many people do anymore, which is quite puzzling, because thinking has been one of the most beneficial things to human society and how we've evolved over the past hundreds of thousands of years or whatever. Because since we're able to think for ourselves, we can then say, what can we do? And then we can start thinking about what are the different actions we can take in order to achieve things. And we have this definition of greatness in our mind of human evolution and getting better on a day-to-day basis, in progress, in technology, and all this sort of stuff. Do you really think that a computer would have been invented if nobody had the power to think about anything? Obviously not. How did somebody invent a computer? Well, it was somebody who was bored enough to invest the time and effort and energy not to just listen to music or audiobooks or get distracted or play games or whatever or read a book. Instead, they actually sat down with their friends around the table and they were like, how the fuck do we make this work? Like, obviously, there's a few different ideas that we can throw around and we can test things and we can do this and we can do that way, change it this way, rotate it this way, whatever it happens, right? And then they came up with the first computer. And then somebody said, you know what, this computer is not good enough. How can we make it smaller? How can we make it better? And then we just did that over and over and over and over again until we got the fucking MacBook today. The fucking small tiny laptop that fits in a fucking book bag. That has the power to do so many things. It's quite astonishing actually when you think about it. So by taking this principle into account, if you let yourself be bored more often, don't take any substances, don't consume anything, may it be audio, food, anything, just sit there and just ponder. Or if you can't do that, at least go take a walk in nature. Not only is it good for your health, but in your mind, it's also good to come up with creative ideas as to what you can do right now. The best ideas I've ever had came on a walk outside. I think that's something Einstein said at some point. The best ideas come on a walk. And it's completely true. All of the ideas, the best ideas I've had, all came from me taking a walk outside, me pacing around my room, walking around my apartment, walking around town, walking around doing stuff, actively moving my body. That's how I got my best ideas. And so, in that case, if that is true, then you need to exercise this principle if you actually want to get something more out of life than what you have right now. I've been talking about this subject over the past couple months or so, roughly around the same thing. Basically on this channel, I post videos every single day talking about how to become more of a respectable man, more of a high value individual with good core values, how to make more progress, how to succeed more, how to have a better work ethic. All of these things, these skills, these lessons that I've learned along the way over the past 4 or 5 years of my life. And now that I'm giving back to you guys so that you can use it in your own life to progress, to move forward, to figure something out for yourselves. Because that's one thing that I would have loved to have when I was much younger. Didn't really have it. So somebody had to tell me one day, hey, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, bro? Are you just gonna fucking do nothing? Are you just gonna play video games for the rest of today? Are you just gonna sit on your fucking ass and just do the bare minimum? What are you going to do with your time? Are you going to live up to my expectations, or are you just going to be a lazy fuck? And it's not only my expectations, it's also your expectations of yourself. If your expectations for yourself are so fucking low to the ground that you can't put up with doing anything for yourself, then why the fuck are you even here? Like, please answer this question. If your expectations for yourself, for you as an individual, are so low to the ground, why are you here on this earth? Why have you put no meaning on your life? Why? We all decide what meaning our lives have. You have to find it for yourself, or somebody's gonna define it for you. Your boss, your employer, your landlord, your family, your children, if you have any. That's what I'm talking about. And personally, the idea of just being a regular person doesn't sit right with me. I've always wanted to do better, to do greater things, to be perfect, even though that's not possible. I want to push forward towards this ideal version of myself, this perfect person, that even though I can never attain it, I can always get closer to it. Because perfection only lies within the parameters that you set for it. So if perfection has no parameters, then you can never achieve it. And if perfection is the goal, then that just becomes your shining light on the horizon when the sun comes up and you think to yourself, that is where I'm going. And even though you will never be able to get there, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, what matters the most is trying your best with what you have right now. And so I wanted to record this video to talk about boredom and how boredom can be used in order to get closer to that goal of yours. Now, my goals and your goals might be different. You might want something completely different than I do. You might not really want to seek perfection. You might not really want to start a family. You might not really want to become successful, financially free, all these things. You might not want that. Personally, that is something I aspire to have, because in today's society, it has been set up in a certain way so that I need to get things done if I want to do more things. If we didn't need money, if we didn't need financial abundance, I would probably have very different goals. But we don't. We have to live within the parameters of our modern society as it is, or find a way to change it. Which, that is entirely up to you. See, people lie to you like every single day. And you have to come back home and you have to think for yourself, what of anything that I've heard today was the actual truth? And then you have to still get up in the morning and just do it again. Do it again and do it again. So that kind of pisses me off, you know? Getting a job, speaking to people who fucking complain about hurting their feelings and fucking power games and whatever the fuck. I can't be fucked doing that, bro. I want to create something more valuable so that I can step outside of the system as it currently is set up and actually become a greater person than I am now. And those parameters are set by myself. And the only way for me to have set those parameters up was to be bored enough to think for myself, hey, where we are right now isn't good enough. Where are we going? What do we need to do? That is depression, by the way. Depression is a signal. It is a indicator to tell you, hey, something's wrong. You need to do something about this. Don't just fucking sleep or do nothing, because the feeling is not going to go away. Feeling goes away when you start taking action. When you start making progress, the feeling fucks off instantly. Just gone. Boom, like that. So you have to think for yourself, okay, I need to let myself be bored in order to face the harsh truths about my life as it currently stands, and be okay exposing myself to those harsh things in order to fix the problem that is my life being shit. That's what I did. I remember I wasn't very good at speaking English at some point, and I might make like a reaction video to the videos I recorded like 3 or 4 years ago, just to show you the difference between who I was before and who I am now. It is quite astonishing, because I was not very fluent speaking English. I understood everything perfectly fine, but I wasn't very fluid. And so it took me like over the past 4 years just to get better at it every single day. And now that I've gotten to this point, I feel like it's just second nature to me at this point. But before then, I had to let myself be bored and think for myself, what are my biggest problems right now? You can do the same thing right now. You can think for yourself, get bored and think, what are my biggest fucking problems right now? What are my biggest issues? Okay, I need to pay the rent. I need money for food. I need, what do I need? I need to start a family. I don't have a wife or a girlfriend. And you can make this list very long. I'm not very good at talking in English. I would like to learn this language, but I haven't yet. I would like to travel the world to this, and this place. I would like to do this. Whatever it is. Just make the list your list. Doesn't matter. Once you have this list, you think for yourself, okay, how can we start solving these things one by one? Don't look at everything as one giant problem. Just look at it like one step at a time. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just go ahead and go through the motions of solving one at a time. And by breaking this down, being bored enough to figure this out, breaking it down, and then finding solutions and steps to take along the way to get better at this, you will slowly find yourself over the few years in the future getting significantly better and different. That's what happened to me. So I just want to say that I am the living example of what is possible to change over the course of 4 years. I might make a reaction video to who I was before. We'll see how that goes. But at the end of the day, I want you to think for yourself and to find out, what can you do in your life? What do you want to do? What are your goals? What are your aspirations? Do you have a dream? What do you want to do? And then figure that out, define it, and then put it into actionable steps so that you can do things. So your task for today is take a piece of paper and a pen, write down all of your fucking goals, all of your aspirations, all of your dreams, reverse engineer them as to going from where you want to be as to where you are now. Reverse engineer like this. So that way you've got the list of steps going down back to the start. So that way you can start from where you are now, and you can be like, okay, the next step is this, 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 and then you'll get there. You'll get there. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the support as per usual. We're closing in on 180 subs, which is pretty cool. I appreciate all the support. Like, I can't just, even though this is a small channel, I don't really care if it grows super mega slowly. I'd rather it grow than it not grow, of course. But if I could just help one of you guys just get better, that's perfect for me. So like, comment, subscribe to let me know if you enjoy these videos. check them out on my channel. I post every single day around the same time. And with that said, I will see you in the next one tomorrow. It's a beautiful day, so it's time to get back to work. See ya tomorrow.